I think I guess you could say too, like, actually, no, I wouldn't even say this. I was going to say one of the other differences, kind of, between a top player and a mid level player is their reaction time or their decision making. But realistically, almost everyone's reaction time is roughly the exact same. There are a few select people who have actually above average reaction time, but in a game like Smash, where a lot of it is based on reads and conditioning, very little of that can be chalked up to saying, yo, this guy's reaction time is just better than everyone's, therefore he's better than everyone. That's very rarely the case. I don't think there's a single player who's carried by reaction time and is bad at everything else, or is only okay at everything else. More often than not, it's going to be decision making and reads and conditioning and safe spacing, right? Execution overall. So that's a glimmer of hope for a lot of people, because if it was just like, oh, you'll never be as fast as this person, so you'll never mash like Mr. Con, so I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, you'll never be a top player. It's like, it's not how it is. That's not even a John. As far as like, I don't have the reaction time, or I don't have the execution. Like, a lot of these things, if it's not reaction time, is more so, I wouldn't say it's learned, I would say it's unlocked, because your reaction time with a proper read or proper decision made over of what you're seeing or what you're processing, that because like, your reaction time gets faster as you know what the answer is quicker. It's like doing flashcards, right? Flashcards, if you don't know how to do flashcards very well, if you don't know multiplication or division very fast, for example, your reaction time to answering the question will be quite slow, because you have to figure it out on the spot and then say, it's 36, or it's 8, or whatever it is. So if you don't know it, so if someone's like, okay, what's 6 times 6? And you're like, hold on. So there's this. So if you don't know very fast, the reaction time is trash, in quotations. As far as Smash goes, that's a lot of what it is, right? Somebody missed a tech right in front of you. What should you do? Dash attack. It's like, no, you should have jab locked them up till back air or something, depending on your character, right? Or you should have gone for down air, back air. You could have gone for an F smash, right? You could have gone for a turnaround F smash if you believe they're going to go for a read or go for a roll, I mean. So if you don't know, then your reaction time is slow. If you do know, then your reaction time, I guess, is masked as quite fast, right? That's what it is for a lot of top players. Right, there are some things that you do have to react to, like if someone's, let's say, rolling from ledge, so that would be a genuine reaction thing, but it still has to be slightly anticipated to say, okay, I have to have myself in the proper position to make them believe that rolling is a good idea. Also, based on my prior conditioning, because I've been hitting them at neutral get up or get up attack range consistently, they might actually roll. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking roll, but I am ready to cover neutral get up as well. So if they roll, I'm half ready for it. If they happen to do neutral get up, I'm going to go for a dash grab or a dash attack or a jab or forward tilt or something just quick. If they happen to jump from ledge, I might not get a raw back air, but I will get a fair or a nair, right? Just something fast. But if they do roll, I'm dashing back and down smashing on reaction. So that's the first thing you're thinking. Here's the thing, even that entire scenario I just made up, if you're just sitting at the ledge saying, I'm going to ledge trap this person, but I don't know what I'm going to do, they could do anything and they're probably going to get past you. Not because you weren't fast enough to react, but because you just didn't know what to do. The more you know, the more things you've memorized or you've experienced, the faster your reaction will be when that pattern or situation comes up again. If something is brand new to you, that's why you fall into shit when you don't know a matchup. So, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. So if you knew that was going to happen, you would have held shield longer. You would have spot dodged. You would have done nothing and just fast fell, right? You would have not panicked. But if you don't know, you fall into stuff all the time. And it's not even a reaction time thing in that situation. It's mostly the fact that you just didn't know. So you hesitated, and that was it. You fully saw something was happening. You reacted to the fact that something is happening. You reacted wrong, though. That's all that is. Right. So of course, the more experience you get, the more you can memorize, the more footage you can see, whether it's top player VODs or if it's yourself playing, saving your replays, watching yourself on stream, whatever it might be. Those things are always going to be pivotal as far as upping your level of reaction time. It's the same thing for me with coaching. If I'm coaching somebody and I see what they're doing wrong, I can tell them immediately what they're doing wrong and what they should be doing instead, versus saying, "Oh, you rolled. You should have, if I did that, first of all, trash coach, not gonna lie. But second of all, I should be able to tell them, if you roll in this spot, this is what's going to happen. If you get hit by this, you're gonna die. So if you know that, that's going to tell you, don't roll. That's what that's going to tell you. So if you get knocked down in the corner, against a Wario at 60 under a PS2 platform and you roll in, you're dead. You are just dead. The only way you're not dead is if the Wario doesn't have waft or isn't good. That's it. That's the only way you're alive. But you should know, if I roll away, what's going to happen? Might get hit by forward tilt, might get hit by dash attack, might get hit by bite, right? Might run up and grab. If I roll in, I'm going to get hit by falling up air. It's going to be falling up air, waft, goodbye. This is what it is. So if you don't know that, you're going to have a terrible time. Yeah, bro. I try my best. When I'm coaching to be as articulate and fluent as I possibly can, because you don't want to hear someone hum and ha and I don't know and like and whatever just over and over again. Even if I give you an answer eventually, you didn't come here for that. It also makes bad YouTube videos, I'll tell you that much too. It's a lot more editing when I can't talk. So if I ever have to try and break something down that is possibly outside the scope of something I've ever explained in the past, then I might pause, or I'll try and figure it out. Or what I've been doing, and maybe you have noticed this from coaching sessions in the past, is I will say what I would say is. Basically, I'm asking myself what I would say, so I can phrase the question as if I'm talking to myself, which is insane. It just is insane. I'm sure there's multiple times where it's like, what I would say that you should do is this thing. Meanwhile, I am me saying what you should do is this thing, right? So what I gotta say it in that weird way, I don't know. For me, it just makes it much easier. I don't know if it's a good thing, but I guess it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a common thing, I guess you could say. But yeah, whenever I get a chance, I feel like coaching as a whole, even just doing videos like this, is much easier to talk to someone versus talk to yourself. As far as like if I just has like, let's say I was not streaming or I was not talking to someone like in voice chat, it's much harder to articulate what you're trying to say properly and have it flow and have it make sense when you know that you can mess up, if that makes sense. You know for a fact, like, yo, if I just said something completely wrong, no one knows. So I can just like not put that in the video, or like just not have someone be like, okay, that made no sense. And also, like, that's one of those things too, is I kind of put myself on the spot to know everything. As a coach, I have very rarely, if ever, had a situation where someone asks me something and I say, I don't know. And I couldn't even tell you how to figure it out. I just don't know. I don't think I've ever had that happen. This is now a challenge for you guys to just figure out something stupid for me to just not know about. I'm trying to think. There are some small things I genuinely actually don't know, like the scalability of intangibility. That's bars. When you're hanging on the ledge at 0% versus 150%, as far as how much iframes you lose from hanging on ledge, something like that. I don't know what the scalability is. It's like at 10% versus 20 versus 30, you lose 1 frame, then you lose 2 frames, then you lose 3 frames. Like, I don't know that shit, but also who cares? Like, that's not super important. Appreciate it, Spark. That's the thing, man. It's like I put myself in a position to learn everything and know as much as I possibly can. And I've said this in the past too, that I really excel at coaching because of my memory. The ability to recall is, I impress myself with how well I can recall things. If somebody says something, it's like, I just know what it is. I just know the answer. It's having a photographic memory. This is what it is. Sounded like transitivity of parallel lines. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. When I said the intangibility or the ability or something, I don't even know what I said. It was just too much bars, bro. There's too much fire in the chat. I couldn't even breathe. Literally popping off.